And welcome to the Sailplane Grand Prix. We are day 5, race 2, and we are with Brian. What about the weather today, Brian?
The difficult situation today was moisture in the air. We had a forecast of a lot of showers, low cloud base, and overdevelopment. So we had a shortish race going to the south from Pavullo.
But at the end, we can see that we are just before the start, like 20 minutes before, and the gliders, the pilots are really high, 2,500 meters. So it was a bit more optimistic than expected?
Only on the ridges here, and that was before the overconvection, when the moisture started to turn into showers as the temperature rose.
Okay, and today the start was with a limiting 1,700 meters, and you can see that it was a pretty smooth start for the pilots, with Didier Hoos from France leading, but also Alberto Cironi. But there was a bit of concern because you can see the altitude of the pilots is lower and lower, and we had some doubt if it was a day which was possibly cancelled at the end.
But luckily they all quite quickly got into gear for flying low down, and they found their way through the low hills towards the first big ridges and to the first turning point.
At one point we are losing 2 pilots, so Lucas Indarzik and Giorgio Galetto, but the other groups of pilots are able to reach the big valley, but you can see the weather, it's difficult.
Yeah, overdevelopment and very weak thermals and a low cloud base made it very difficult to take the first 2 turning points.
But still they are able to reach the second turn point with Sebastian Kawa and Alberto Cironi, but you can see altitude again is quite low. And then Thilo is making the show.
And Thilo pulled away, and he just pushed on, lower, running the ridges in a very, very determined fashion.
So Thilo is leading, followed by a group of glider pilots together, and they want to reach some altitude for the next key point.
And it is this point that Sebastian really made a big leap. He moved towards the ridges and flew a longer distance, but along the edge of the ridges, and he started to catch up with Thilo.
And it's also interesting to see that Stefan Langer was making a complete different route to the north and catching a lot of altitude.
And Sebastian joined the group he had previously been behind, but he went immediately into 2 meters climb. And this was much better thermal than the other guys, and it brought him above them almost immediately.
And at the end, Sebastian is just before Stefan Langer, who is a bit behind and below, and he will secure a win for today.
Sebastian was first to finish, and he was closely followed by Stefan Langer.
So we are just with Stefan Langer crossing the finish line, followed by Thilo Oligos on 3 Victor, and you can see also Alberto Cironi.
And Claire asked Sebastian when he landed what he was thinking about at the time when he was behind Thilo and Thilo was pulling ahead, getting lower and pulling in front of all of the other gliders in quite a spectacular way.
He gave us a lesson on the first leg, yes, and he followed the mountains, and he was faster than the gaggle trying to climb. So on the way back I decided to do the same. I don't know why, but after the first turn point I was able to catch up with the front, because initially I wasn't lucky enough that we had a bad patch in the middle of the first leg, and there was a ridge, and I don't know that area. I've been there for the first time in my life, so I don't know these mountains. But the decision that made me win was to jump to the one ridge left on the way back. And because there were fresh clouds, and the path that Thilo decided to go, more straight, was already in the shadow. So I, flying in the good air, was able to, although I did some kilometers, I was in a better altitude at the last thermal, and I got 2 meters and they had not so much, so that made me win today. But I don't know what Stefan Langer was doing, because he was very close.
And the winner today, a really excellent flight, it entertained us terrifically towards the end, was in his Ventus 3 from Poland, Sebastian Kawa.
Well done.
Well done.
Sebastian.
Grazie a voi.
Well done, Sebastian.